Hi, things are starting to get a little bit unpredictable in the Euros. And I've been mentioning the derby style element of each match, and it came to fruition yesterday. Who'd have seen Ukraine and Belgium both lose, and Ukraine lose so emphatically with that forward line and with the best scorer in Italian Serie A in their squad. What a strange result. Slovakia, well, you could have done a break even there if you covered that scoreline. And again, on paper, Belgium, absolutely breathtaking, but don't seem to gel. There seem to be a group of players rather than a team. But we were a tad unlucky if you were with Belgium, but you'd have got out with a break even, laying over 1.5 goals or taking out insurance on the 0-1. But it's very, very unlucky with 2 VAR disallowed goals from Romelu Lukaku, who was my pick as well for Golden Boot, along with Jude Bellingham, Wirtz from Germany, and Phil Foden if he gets up and running. So as you can see here, 86th minute and 56th minute. Very disappointing. But this is the advantage of insurance. Even though it looks emphatic on paper, get your insurance and you'll make sure that you're covered. Look at this. Doku, Lukaku, Trossard, who's been scoring freely for Arsenal, De Bruyne. It's brilliant. That's front four. But somehow this Belgian side keep underperforming. Don't know why. Austria and France again. This was an own goal, for goodness sake. So things are starting to get a little bit unreliable now. We've lurched from over 2.5 goals now to, I think, 4 of the last 5 matches under 2.5 goals. And you see a number of 1-0 results, particularly with 1.55 favourites. So the market's finding it difficult to read these matches as well. You can see here. So I wouldn't, from now on, be taking the market's conclusions to heart. You might even want to look at a contrarian play when you've got an odds-on favourite. Looking at today, and it's probably another day to take off, at least from the 5 o'clock perspective. Turkey are another selection of mine at about 140 odds in the winners market, in the hope that they can extricate themselves from the group to start with. They are with the Czech Republic, Portugal and Georgia. So Portugal highly likely to be top of the group. Turkey, realistically, with their 3 away wins in the Euro qualifiers, they can mix it. Particularly, that win against Croatia was very eye-catching. So Turkey will be keen, I think. Let's have a quick look at the FIFA rankings to get an idea. Turkey and Georgia, it's very hard to weigh up these two sides, and I'm probably going to leave this match alone. I'm not going to be trying to unpick this one. I haven't got a clue how the match will unfold, really. Let's have a look. 40th in the world against Georgia, must be lowly ranked, against 75th. So that gives you a kind of a gauge. 40th against 75th, and I'll just include that there. 40th v 75th in the rankings. That just gives you something to work on. And as I keep saying in football, especially August to April, we can pick our battles. I find this one extremely difficult to unpack. But what does the research say? Both teams to score yet again. Second half goals. Well, that could be something of interest. 11 of Turkey's 14 goals in the Euro finals have arrived after half time. Georgia to score last with Zivadze, tendency to score the game's final goal. Interesting. They also got Kvaratskhelia, the Georgian Messi. He could be a game changer in a tight match. Not been mentioned here. We don't have the lineups just yet. Kvaratskhelia. Portugal, of course, against the Czech Republic. Again, 1.48. So this could, if we're following the patterns of the last 2 1.5 favourites, this could be a 1-0 Portugal win. So watch out. You might even want them back 2-0 pre-match. Not 2-0, 0-0 pre-match, and hope that this is as tight as expected. But let's have a look. Are the first half goals still arriving? Well, indeed, 38th minute own goal, and the Slovakian goal was first half as well. So that pattern is continuing. How long will you delay? I keep talking about this in the videos. Well, that was 7th minute. So if you're looking for 10 or 15 minutes in, this one would have worked out rather nicely. If you're just delaying and then enter the market, how do you enter the market? You could either lay the draw in a half-time market. You could go to the half-time score market, favour one side, although in the Slovakia's case, I wouldn't have seen that coming. Or you can go first half goals over 0.5, over 1.5, or over 2.5. So looking onto today, really can't read this at all on paper. It's extremely difficult. I'm not going to try to give you some trades just for the sake of it. Regular members or long-term members know that August to April is where we make the big bucks. It's where I excel. I can read these leagues very well. I can see the form lines unpacking after 5, 6, 7 matches. We start to see patterns emerge, and we can really get stuck in and make some big profits. These European tournaments, although I know they're popular, but popularity doesn't necessarily mean trading profits, does it? If you can't read a match, don't play it. That's as simple as that. Portugal and the Czech Republic, as I say, we're following those patterns. 1.55, 0-1. 1.5 single goal. And the England match, 1-0 as well at 1.5. So here, the only exception, the Netherlands, but we've had 3 1-0 results now for these very short price favourites. So that could be something to work with the pork and cheese. Let's have a look at the rankings with Portugal. They should be top 10. 6th in the world. And the Czech Republic around 30th, I would say. Where we go, 36th. So anything in the top 10. They haven't been winning emphatically, have they? 1-0, 1-0, failed to win. And we've got the next one. So it could just be that from a tournament perspective, these big guns, these top 4 sides, will just do what's necessary, get the 3 points. So I wouldn't expect an avalanche of goals here. It could be one of those matches where it's 0-0 for a while, and then old Ronnie turns up and a corner bangs it in with a head to make it 1-0. Or, of course, it could be an avalanche of goals if they click. We don't have the team news yet for Portugal. We can have a look at the standings. Fernandes, not too shabby, is he? So you can have a look at the squad at uk.soccerway.com. So click on Portugal and then isolate Portugal. And then you can have a look at the squad. Is this going to be a case of a bit like Belgium, too many quality players, but not really gelling as a team? Well, let's have a look. Look at this forward line. João Felix, Leao, Pedro Neto, very familiar names. Diego Jota, Gonçalo Ramos, Conceição, and of course Ronnie. That's brilliant. Ruben Neves, Bruno Fernandes. What a midfield pairing that is. Bernardo Silva, of course. Let's not forget him. An absolute class act at Manchester City. Semedo, Cancelo, Pepe. He's nearly as old as Joe Biden. Still going strong. Could be one to stick in for getting carded. Diego Dallo, Manchester United. It's a really strong side, isn't it? But the question is, like Belgium, are they going to click as a team? Belgium look like a group of individuals, don't they? Despite the extreme quality. So it looks great on paper, but then so did the Belgian side. So I would be looking at the possibility of a 1-0. But again, very tough to unpack at the moment. That's the only football today. Tennis-wise, let's have a look at yesterday. And if you're interested in tennis, do this retrospective trading. It's completely free. It's like paper trading. It don't cost you any money. In Hala, what I do, as you see, and I'll do that now, is to star matches I think are more readable. And indeed, I was proved correct here. 2-set wins, that's what we're after. And we want to pounce if Borges or Corboli actually land a blow. In London, Grigor Dimitrov win. Rune against Thompson. Well, I did target this because Thompson, with his fabulous mullet, did win the second set and did win the match. So that was quite something. He could have laid Holger Rune at short odds, winning the first set. Milos Raonic, again, this could be a touch of the old Union Berlins, if you were with me last season. Union Berlin, whenever the market called them as odds-on favourites, they won. Same case with Milos Raonic. Whenever he has been called at odds-on, he wins. When he's an outsider, he's lost recently. So let's go and have a look at this pattern for Milos Raonic. De Minaur, he was not favourite. He was an outsider. Underdog, 3.2. And inevitably lost. Bautista Agut. He was actually favourite here, if this will come up. And same odds as today. And he won in 3 sets. So that is our expectation for Milos Raonic against Norrie. And indeed, he came full tilt there. You saw Cameron Norrie winning the first set via a tiebreaker. And Milos coming back. This is the difficulty in breaking that Milos Raonic serve. In the ladies' game, I only eyed 2. Kalinskaya came from behind to beat Hibino. So I hope you spotted that one. And Vondrasova 2-0 up. That's what we expect as well. So I'm going to do the same pattern today. We've got a couple here. Avanesian and Popatova. Again, possibility to have taken Popatova on because these two are from the same country. And, the rankings, quite a difference in the ranking differential there. Ostapenko, well, this was a bit of a shock result for Ostapenko. But again, if she loses serve, your job here is to try to create some value. So if you look at the second set, if she loses serve early, it's 2-4. It's quite a way. We got involved at 2-5. Now, 2-5, I've noticed, particularly when it's a favourite and it's a deciding set, that favourite has pulled it off in recent times on 3 out of 4 occasions. Not so on this occasion, but you get a good run for your money. You can lay at 1.12, tends to be the standard price for a 2-5. All she has to do is hold serve and then break. And look at this. Break point. It was a real tussle. You're getting a good go from Ostapenko at this 1.12 lay. Look at this. She was even advantage here. Break point. But eventually, this was the crucial battle. Once this gets to 4-5, you are in clover. You're going to make a really good return. So watch out for that in the future. It's a very low entry point, and it's a very good turn in the odds if it comes off. So watch that for the future. 2-5, one of my favourite angles in for the tennis. Looking at today's tennis, and again, what I'm going to do is just matches that I think are readable. Rublev has had a bit of a concerning time of late. He was excellent in the French Open, but he has been losing a few matches. Chris Eubank, well, when he's favourite on grass, you saw he had a brilliant Wimbledon. And you can look at the grass court form. It's like the football. You're looking at league form for league teams. You're looking at FA Cup form for FA Cup teams. Here, you're looking at grass court form for the grass season. And Chris Eubank, with his monocle and his big truck in Brighton, well, he pops up having an excellent Wimbledon. So we don't have any recent grass court form, but I'm going to rely on Chris Eubank based on his performance at Wimbledon last season. He tends to excel on grass. Yannick Sinner, familiar name. Griekspoor, we've followed him in the Netherlands, where he performed very well in front of home support. So he might be someone to look out for. Berrettini. Otto, 2 Germans in Halle. Will Otto play above himself? I think he recently won when an underdog. Was he an underdog in this match? Indeed, he was. And he won in 2 straight sets against 81st in the world. But this is a different kettle of fish. Zverev having a brilliant French Open. But now we're on the grass phase. Stefanos Tsitsipas is playing a German as well. Stefanos might be liable if leading the first set. Very, very short odds. So plenty to catch my attention. In London, Taylor Fritz. I always follow Taylor Fritz. Hitler Haircut is playing Musetti today. Let's have a look at Musetti's rankings. 30th against a world top 10. Old Hitler Haircut playing traditional haircut, Musetti from Italy. So that could be an interesting match. I do favour de Minaur and Fritz. They're both in really good form of late. Karen Khachanov I like. Might nick a set off Korda. Elsewhere, Alcaraz, of course, the star of the show. Should be winning in 2 straight sets. We've got some London or some locals. Evans and Harris. Nakashima, tough nut to crack, this Nakashima. 59th against 63rd. So the rankings are very tight indeed. So Danny Evans with home support might get something out of this. So that would be well worth your attention. Shelton and Mapishi Pericard, 14th in the world. Shelton, been following him a little bit as well. So and Ruby Murray, I haven't got a clue. He's on the decline now. Draper, this is the shortest odds that Draper has been for a very long time. Might be liable after winning the first set. Naomi Osaka has impressed me of late. Real battling player. She really did impress. Zheng got me a nice trade in the French Open as well. So this is going to be fascinating. Zheng might even nick a set. She is world top 8, I believe, Zheng. Indeed. So it's an interesting market. This could be an opportunity to take Naomi on if she wins the first set. Again, we've got a German against Vekic. Might be interesting. That's it, really. Ons Jabeur, my old pal. So she's hopped on the old Autobahn, I think. Wasn't she just playing yesterday in Nottingham? So she's hopped on the old EasyJet off to Berlin, starting off here. So that's going to be an interesting match. Now then. How's about Seville playing Krekikova. How's about another English. Oh no, she's not English. She's Australian. Struth, mate. So I'm not going to be looking at that. Caroline Wozniacki on the comeback trail. Obviously, the money is very attractive in the women's game. So she's out of retirement. Pick up some shekels. So I think Elise Mertens should have the best of Wozza. Wozza's better days have been behind her. Hilary Dart, again a Brit. Heather Watson, I wouldn't be backing with stolen money. She's 37th against 198th. But we'll have a look. She might do what she did against Serena Williams at Wimbledon all those many moons ago and overperform. Karolina Pliskova has been excellent, but she was recently beaten by a Brit. But that was playing 2 games in the same day. But then both of those players played 2 games in the same. Katie Boulter was the one who beat Karolina Pliskova. So Katie Boulter in a little bit of form at the moment. Is that momentum going to carry her on through to Wimbledon? See that win against Pliskova. Win against Emma Raducanu in 3 sets. This, I believe, was a 3-setter as well. So she's got a bit of battle to her, Katie Boulter. I think, is she the highest ranked lady at the moment? Definitely worth following while in form. So all of those. Am I missing anything else? No, these are challenger events. So all of those are going to go into the My Games facility to follow throughout the day. And if I find anything, I'll pass it on to you. So as far as the football's concerned, I don't like the Turkey-Georgia match. I can't read it. And if you can't read it, you can't play, can you? So in-play stats will play a key role. Are you going to stick with at least a goal before half-time? Now, we've already been told that Turkey tend to score the vast majority of the goals second half. But it's a consistent pattern, goals before half-time. Best way to create value, as I've said, wait 10 or 15 minutes, and then you've got your options. You can either favour one side, back them 1-0, 2-0, or you can look at the possibility of laying the draw. That way, whoever scores, hopefully the draw odds will rise. Another option, first half goals 1.5. Let me just point you to those on Betfair. I'm not going to log in because I'm in Thailand. And there we go. Restricted. It's restricted because I've got this on Myanmar, but let me just change that. And I just want to show you the first half markets. If you fancy playing yourself, as I say, the Turkey-Georgia match, not that readable for me. So I'll just wait for Betfair to come up. Right, I'll use my virtual private server. These are the markets you should be looking at for the first half goals. If I can work this down. First half goals 0.5. You're only looking for one goal there. First half goals 1.5. If you're backing, you're looking at 2 goals or more. If you're laying, you're looking at less than 2 goals. First half goals 2.5. You're looking for 3 goals or more. If you're backing, you're looking for less than 3 goals if you're laying. So those are the goal markets for the first half. They're specific to the first half. Half-time market, laying that draw immediately, short odds. I quite like those odds. So if you lay the draw in a half-time market, again, by delaying, if you follow the pattern with 1.5 favourites like Portugal, it could just be a 1-0 win, this one. So, but if you like the draw odds at 2.66, then whoever scores, hopefully, if it's Czech Republic, they'll score too late to get a response. If it's Portugal, you're going to get a better swing in the odds. Half-time score market. If you favour one particular team, 1-0 pork and cheese, 2-0 pork and cheese, possibles. And again, as I say, if you wait 10 or 15 minutes and hope for a 0-0 then, you're going to get even better odds. Okay, so those are the half-time plays. It's been ultra consistent so far. I don't think there's been a single match without a goal before half-time. So those are my angles today. I'll just repeat, I don't like the football today. I don't want to be forced into having to trade because the Euros are on. Let's be professional and pick our moments. I can't find any strong patterns here. The research is good, again, but both teams to score and a 2-1. This is what the AI keeps coming up with, these 2-1s and both teams to score. It's been very good in the first set of matches, but as you can see, you can't keep going for the same scoreline and the same both teams to score angle in every single match. It ain't going to work. Second half goals could scupper the first half goal pattern. We will see. Portugal, well, what are the betting angles here? 3-0 win for the pork and cheese. Well, these 1.5 favourites are not doing 3-0s, are they? Even Belgium, not even scoring. So for me, it's all about whether Portugal gel as a team, unlike Belgium. If they do, then 3-0 could be a possible angle. Portugal to win by a 2-goal margin. This is an Asian handicap play. First half goals. So again, we might be able to get the first half goal pattern working for us. Czech Republic tendency to score. Well, that's interesting as well. Last 6 matches, Portugal have won. Czech Republic's last 6 matches, 1-3, drawn 1, lost 1. But again, this is irrelevant unless you know the rankings of the sides that they have played comparative to a top 10 Portugal side. So have a great day. It's probably going to be a quiet one on the football front from me, but I will be following the tennis throughout the day, and hopefully I can pass you on a trade or two on Telegram. Have a great day.